going to show you the proven fastest way to remove tinnitus, ringing in the ear, clicking in the ear, humming in the ear, in a matter of minutes a day. So I'm hoping this video gives you an instant solution that it has helped so many others with. But there are some layers to the different causes of this. So before I get into showing you this simple exercise that you'll be able to do right now during this video, let's just address a couple of the causes that may be leading to your condition, because everybody's a little bit different. So tinnitus, the buildup in your ear, a humming, a click, a ringing, could be very annoying, but also can just really impact quality of life. 7 main causes that I want to walk you through that could potentially lead into yours, and a couple specific exercises that will make a big difference for you. So let's dive right in. The first cause of buildup in the ear, the tinnitus or the ringing, could just be simply wax built up in the ear. So you want to rule this one out. If you are suspecting it, my best remedy for removing built up wax in the ears is using an ear candle. You can simply get these online. I don't have a brand that I necessarily recommend, but it's using heat to draw the wax out of the ear. There are some apparatuses that get in there to help clean some of it out, but I like the heating method to just draw the wax out. That could be the culprit right there. Number 2, you do want to look at medications. There are several antibiotics that can create damage to the inner ear. So we're talking about, the nerve flow, the blood flow, and the structure of the inner ear that can create this clicking or humming or ringing inside of the ears. So if you had recently had an antibiotic and post antibiotic have noticed ringing in the ears, or maybe you're in the middle of taking one right now, you'll want to do some proper detoxification. I actually made a video for this exact problem of detoxing after an antibiotic or other medical procedures, and it has a guide with it. Check that out in the description below. Number 3 is loud noise exposure. I'm sure we've all experienced this. Loud noise goes off, experience temporary ringing in the ears. Too much exposure to that, and it might not come back. So if you're suspecting it's a lot of loud, noises that has created your problem, obviously protect your ears as much as you can. Earplugs, staying away from those loud noises. You can still continue to try some of the following remedies and exercises I'm going to teach you, but we need to take care of our ears. We only get one set of them. Number 4 cause can be infections. I want to rule this one out. There can be inner ear infections that create this long-term ringing well after the infection is gone. If you used antibiotics, obviously see the video below, but one thing you can do is top up your zinc. In fact, a 2015 study showed that 100 individuals with ringing in their ears, most of them were deficient in zinc. Now, a lot of people are deficient in zinc, but they did do a study showing that subjects that had ringing in the ears, those that took zinc, had about 2.5 times better improvement, 2.5 times less ringing in the ear when they took a zinc supplement versus not taking it. So it might be something you want to simply get in. I use mine in my vitamin D and immune complex just to make sure that the immune system is strong. It could just be a little bit depleted. So that's kind of low-hanging fruit for several of you. Number 5 is ringing in the ear can sometimes coincide with vertigo and dizziness. So if you're suspecting that might be more of your primary complaint or problem, you might want to work on the inner ear, the vestibular portion of the ear, with some simple exercises for vertigo. I made a great video on that that's helped thousands of people with a couple simple maneuvers to be working on more of the balance and the spinning that might be more prevalent than maybe just the ringing. They oftentimes go hand in hand. If you're suspecting, I need more help with that side of it, check out my vertigo video below, and you might just unlock the key to both of those. Now, number 6, let's get into what you've been waiting for. What are the simple daily exercises that can help you overcome tinnitus and ringing in the ear? There are a couple of them, 3 to be exact, that I would focus on to address the 3 most common muscular leading to nerve flow issues inside the ear and in the muscle area. There's a lot that converges right up here around the head. You have the occipital muscles that are the back of your head that are controlling the up and down movement of your neck. You can feel them if you come right across the top of your ears and just follow till your fingers almost come together. Press into that area right there, if you would right now. Follow that across. If that area is tender, this might be the culprit, okay? Now, coming off of that area, if you go out just a little bit, got my horns going here, the SCM muscle attaches right up in there and comes down into the neck and is responsible for turning your neck side to side. So when these converge back here in the back of your head, your trapezius, your occipital muscles, your SCM, there's a lot going on muscular-wise that can be impacted by our posture, by how we sleep, by how we slouch. This is why sitting is the new smoking. So we want to address these muscles that affect it, as well as it impacts attach the jaw. So that whole area and these muscles attach around the back of the head to the jaw. So we're really targeting where all these muscles converge and come together. Posture is what I believe creates a lot of these issues. So let's start with the jaw first. Just simply, and this might be very tender, right in front of your ear, you have this bony section right here. If you kind of just come right below off that bony section, you're going to get your masseter muscles. They're going to be kind of tender. Let's just massage those for a minute and allow those to just get a little bit of blood flow. You can even do a little bit of a trigger point, kind of hold that area, but I find massaging them feels a little bit less, it sort of hurts so good right through there. And you can work your way towards your jaw just a little bit, but we want to just massage those jaw muscles. Staying right in front of that ear is a very tender area. You can go above that little bony area. You want to massage that out just a little bit. And you want to just do a few opening your jaw. You're going to feel even some ringing or some popping or some clicking inside the ear. There's a little muscle that connects to the top of your neck that drains your ear. You're stimulating that like you're trying to pop open your ears from an airplane. So a little bit of jaw work on a daily basis, okay? Next up, let's stretch that SEM area, okay? What you'll do is take your hand and just on one side, so let's go on your right side, sit on that hand, okay, right underneath your buttock. And then you're going to turn your head away from it. So there's a stretch in my neck. And I can even rotate towards the side of the hand I'm sitting on and just stretch that out a little bit. Don't pull forward, kind of pull backwards just a touch. You should feel the stretch right through this area. Right here is what the muscle we're targeting. Let's just stretch that one out. You're gonna wanna hold that for a 10-second hold. And then what you're gonna do is just repeat that on both sides. Even if you only have a problem with the ringing on one side, I would repeat and do the stretch on both. A lot of people get very tight with these muscles. They're so overworked because of our slouching of our posture. So that's area number one we wanna work on. It works up here. So we got the jaw, now we got the SEM. Now let's get into the key exercise that might just do it right here, right now for you. We want to work on the occipital muscles. These are the ones right behind the head, the ones that travel right through here. They're very tender areas. If you are struggling with migraine headaches, I want to give you two things here that can help release these muscles and the tinnitus side of things. What you will do is find the back of your ears again, okay, right off the top of your ears. If you come straight across, you're going to put your hands behind your head, okay? My thumbs are down. My middle finger is right on this ridge of bone in the back of my head. What you're going to do is take your index finger and then let them slide off, and almost as if you are snapping your fingers, except you're doing it with your index and your middle finger. And you can actually hear it hit my head. And you can go down just slightly and up just slightly, just so you're hitting enough of this muscle. And you can go out just a touch and in just a touch. And I'm doing this 40 to 50 times on these muscles right along this ridge. And what you're doing is tapping and stimulating these muscles to release. To score that, to see how you did, a little sweat going there. I want you to write down the level of the tinnitus on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the worst ringing you can't hear. 0 or 1 being just barely there. Where you're at before you start these exercises, and then where you're at now. And you might see some response right away in this video. Some people do. Don't be alarmed if you don't. But this is a regimen you can put together each day. Now, long term, to help protect this area up here, I would also recommend a forward head posture exercise. And I have a video for that also below. But basically, you're sitting in a really good posture with your hands on your head, pushing against the hands. And you hold this for 30 seconds. Like if you're trying to leave a white mark from your finger on the top of your head. And what that does, you're going to feel it in this area, and you're going to feel it right behind here. You're going to stimulate that blood flow. I'd recommend doing that at the end of the exercise. So you're relaxing the jaw, you're stretching the neck muscle, you're doing your taps on the occipital muscle to get it to release. When you're done, do your forward head posture exercises. I'll add that video below if you want to go deeper into it. There's a 1, 2, 3 that in minutes a day can make a big impact over time if you commit to doing that very simply. If there is a nerve flow issue and muscular tightness that's creating it, creating the tinnitus in your ear. That will help to release it. Now, the final problem you may have when it comes to ringing in the ears is blood flow. And this is typically driven by high blood pressure and high blood sugar. So I put my blood pressure training up next. Even if you're suspecting just a little bit of high blood pressure, it must be addressed. You can feel this sometimes when your blood pressure spikes up, you get that ringing in your ear. It must be well controlled, but you need to know how to properly measure it and the 9 causes of what makes it go up. So check that video out next. Lots of resources below. Comment in the video below of what number you are, and then do the exercises for a little bit or try them today and see if your number changes. All right, you guys, there it is. Check out this blood pressure video next.